Today is October 23rd. It is the 17th day of the war between Israel and Hamas and even the Hezbollah. Let's look at some headlines here. The first one in this newspaper is actually a columnist, which is rare. It's a columnist that says, Mashber emun bein Netanyahu latzava, meaning there's a breach in trust between Netanyahu and the military. 17 days after the horrific attack from Gaza, Israel is finding herself in a trap. Let's read in Hebrew. Kabinet HaChirum, which is the emergency war cabinet, it will have to take a decision very soon, a crucial decision. Hanasi Biden, President Biden, Meshuchna, is convinced that the issue of the hostages must be taken care of before the invasion into Gaza. In contrast to that, Israel hayta rotza lafrid. Israel would like to separate between the two, to separate between invasion and hostages. A tough decision must be made, and Israel, the public of Israel, is waiting. This is such a big issue that it's even taking up the main article in the first page here. They're calling it the wobbling stage, that the government of Israel is wobbling. But the IDF is ready. We see here a picture of the IDF troops gathered together, waiting to go in. Over here in Haaretz newspaper, we see a picture of the IDF troops waiting to go in. Okay, and in this columnist, it says that the waiting period is nerve-wracking. The IDF is ready. The government needs to make a decision. Let's turn the page, and we see here an expansion of another headline, a major headline on the front page. This is about the 4 fronts that Israel is dealing with. It's 4 now. Chazit HaDarom, the southern front. An IDF soldier, Lochem Tzahal, Neherag Beshetach Aza, was killed in the Gaza Strip. So this IDF soldier with a few others, it was a small unit that went into the Gaza just on the border to retrieve bodies from the attack on October 7th. Bodies that were abandoned. And as they were looking for some bodies, they were attacked, and one of them was killed and 3 others were injured. Here in the photograph on the left, we see a replica of the Hamas tunnels that the IDF built for training, and it's called Knisat Tat-Karkait, underground entry, because the tunnels are underground and they're training in these tunnels. They've been training day and night. Over here, we see Chazit HaTzafon, the northern front. Netanyahu says, Hezbollah yaseh ta'ut chayav im yikanes. Hezbollah will make the mistake of its life if it will attack. And the northern border is continuing to warm up, and there's been a lot of exchange of fire in the last few days. Over here, Hashchenot, meaning the neighbors. They're meaning Syria and Lebanon. It says Israel had attacked in Damascus and in Khalib. Israel attacked 2 major international airports in Syria, and it says why. Hatkifa nesta michashash mamashi. The attack occurred from an imminent threat of forces and advanced weapons flying in from Iran and Iraq into Syria and Lebanon and being used against Israel. And over here, Judea and Samaria front, Chazit Yehuda v'Shomron. By the way, can you hear the jet airplane? We're hearing it right here. Acharei 20 shana, it's been 20 years. Matos krav pa'al beJenin, a fighter jet attacked in Jenin. The fighter jet attacked a mosque because a Hamas unit, a Hamas group, was hiding under it with an imminent plan to attack Israel. Let's look at another headline. Akurim, meaning uprooted. So from north and south, more than 120,000 residents, and some sources say even more, have been evacuated from their homes, and more cities and towns are being evacuated. I'll read in Hebrew. Toshvei ha'otef she'ibdu et habayit, the residents of the Israeli villages around the Gaza Strip that have lost their home, say, Azavnu, we have left, and this time without a return date. The northern residents that have been evacuated, they say, we have been forgotten. Rashei harashuyot, the head of the municipalities, are crying out for help. The government must help us with funds. Hamedina chayevet la'azor lanu im taktivim. And the batei malon, the hotels, are warning our number of available rooms is running out. So evidently, the war is expanding, it says, and Israel was not ready for this. As we turn the page, we see a headline that's reading Shomrim al Habayit, protecting our home. And this is about over 600 guard units that are protecting, civilian guard units that are protecting their own towns and villages. And loads, thousands of guns have been moved from the police to these civilians to protect their towns and villages. And here we're in the 17th day of the war, and the Israeli public is seeing still new faces of those who were murdered on October 7th in the massacre from Hamas. Israel b'milchama. Israel is at war. Hapanim shenizkor la'ad. The faces that we will remember forever. And of course, these are soldiers and these are civilians, and older and younger, of beautiful faces that the newspaper could not publish the first, second, or third day of the war. There are just so many dead. We see her Oren, she's 33 years old. And Orel, he's 25 years old. And Kami, she's 18 years old. Yaakov, 36 years old. And Hila, 41 years old. Yehi zichram baruch. May their memory be blessed forever. So these are the headlines for today, and as a prayer request, we can ask that the political and military leaders of Israel will be in agreement and have wisdom together regarding the timing of the next step of this war. This is Rotem Magen for All Israel News.